Next question. Hi, Jocko. I'm being told in Jiujitsu that I'm using too much strength to execute techniques and dominating roles. I get after it in the gym and try to be stronger and fitter. I already limit my strength against same weight training partners and definitely don't bull rush or overpower lighter partners. I want to improve my jiu-jitsu knowledge and understand the intent of reducing my strength to learn the skill. But where's the balance? I feel like I'm being penalized for working hard and being strong, and there has to be an element of strength to technique, right? Now that I'm trying to do zero strength, working weak positions, and they still go 100% on me, I'm not learning anything, right? That's what he's asking. What is my 25% stronger than my training partner's 100%? I've trained no gi for 4 years, but gi only for 12 months. Don't judge a white belt warrior.
Okay, so, I don't think anyone is saying use zero strength.
Right.
And just I used to have a kids in the kids class that would just like flop around, like they'd be like noodles,
Right.
Especially when you're a partner. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'd say, hey, don't be that. So no one's telling you to use zero strength. That's not the goal here. You just want to use less strength. And I'm the same way, man. I work out so I can be strong.
Yeah.
And when we're rolling, if I have to use strength, I'm going to use it. You bench pressed me off you the other day from across side.
All technique.
Yeah, all technique.
All technique.
You even claimed it at the time. Yeah. You were like, "That's all weightlifting."
Yeah.
So that's good, right? And you used it because you had to use it. You were going to get punished, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna have Jocko across the side this early in the roll." So boom, got bench pressed.
People were watching too, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, we want to be strong for sure. But I'll tell you, this is the key thing. When I'm going to train with someone, I'm going to use just enough skill and strength to stay slightly ahead of them. Just enough. I'm not trying to crush them. Mm. If someone's, and I'll tell you, if someone's way lighter than me, but they have kind of equivalent skill, then I'm going to try and limit my strength as much as I can. So it's jiu-jitsu versus jiu-jitsu for sure. Mm-hmm. But I'm definitely going to use my strength if needed. For a couple reasons. The first reason is because of ego.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
I don't want to tap. I don't want to get caught in a bad position. I don't like that.
Yeah.
If you train, like when we're done training, I'm definitely using strength because I'm dripping with sweat, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm using physical attributes, but that's not the only reason. The other reason that you have to use your strength sometimes is you don't want to give people the false sense of security that, hey, that worked, right? Even your good training partners, like you don't want to say, oh, the guy gets a position so you just tap,
right?
Because in a competition or in the street, the person's not just going to tap. They need to do it right. Mm-hmm. So that's it. I guess the bottom line is that my guess is this dude is probably using too much strength. He's probably one of those guys that's naturally really strong, mm-hmm. and he works out, and he's thinking, I've been training no gi for 4 years, so now when I put this gi on, man, I'm angry about it because I'm falling behind a little bit, so I'm going to use some strength.
Yeah,
I would say, man, just try and relax. And just one of my favorite pieces of advice to give: relax harder.
Yeah.
Just relax, try and flow when you roll a little bit, and it definitely will it'll make you better in the end. The more you relax, the better you'll get in the end.
Yeah, and I found that like certain guys, that's just their method, really.
They're just strong.
Yeah, and that's how they roll, and they're just aggressive physically. That's how. And I found that a lot of times they can get more technical,
right.
But really, that's kind of their strengths in a way, and it's just their way of rolling. And some guys are the opposite.
You know what? Now that you mention it, some people that are like that, they have like an on and off switch. They're either all on or they're just super docile.
Yeah, it's almost
So
like
you got to find that middle ground if you can.
If you can, but people are different. Like, let's say, like, remember Franklin? He's
flexible,
real flexible.
crazy.
Okay, consider him, where he's gonna be real technical and flexible and flowy and stuff, and that's his jujitsu. I need to be more strong and rigid and aggressive. He can train that, but his default is that flowy, flexible way. And guys who are like this, I think that's going to be kind of their default. They can train, kind of deviate a little bit and get it more for sure, but that's kind of just that's the vehicle they have, you know?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a genetic thing. It's not genetic, I know that, but it's almost like the foundation of their...
Franklin was a trip to roll with because he was so flexible, but not just in a normal way.
Yeah.
You know what is flexible in his? His spine was
Yes!
flexible. Like when you'd put your weight on him and he would just like jellyfish.
Know, like an octopus.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was like an octopus.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
Hey, I wish he kept training, man. He was so good.
I saw him not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's trained it like occasionally.
Yeah. He was getting good for a while.
Yeah, really good.
Still good though. Still good. But yeah, it's kind of it's more of a mental thing. Like if you mentally there's drills like you can do. You remember Jerry Loudon was his name.
Yeah.
He jammed up his knees. But we used to do this thing. He's like, hey, let's just flow. Right. And you know how people say, let's just flow.
Yeah.
So
then they're trying to kill you.
Yeah, he wouldn't though. He would be like, his flow would be like a fast pace, and you could even try to hold him down, and he'd just be like flowing. He would get you in a good position, then he'd get right out of it into another. You know, like he was really good at flowing to the point where, bro, you get kind of tired because you're moving so much. It's not full speed flow. It's almost full speed though. Yeah. So I remember doing that a lot with him, and it really translated. When I would roll, it would be like I felt like that difference in technique.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I always do a warm up round with Andy like that. We just go position. We're going, but we're going like, you know, we're flowing.
Yeah,
that sounds. I don't like that word.
Yeah,
but that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. Don't ever do that with Dean.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. Don't ever say, listen to him say like, hey, let's just get warmed up, because he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
he's going to flow until he's in a good position. He's going to smash you. So don't do it. You have to just go hard.
Side note. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Andy's real good at that flow. That stuff too.
Yeah.
But that's a good way though. Like if you,
that's a good way. That's
thing.
a good way if you can. That's a good. I see what you're saying. That's a good way to learn to relax more.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When that becomes more common, because let's face it. I mean, if you're strong and you're going into rolls, and people, if to the point where people are saying, "Hey, you're using too much strength."
Yeah. If you're hearing that
means
from
you're getting getting after.
If you're hearing that from multiple people, there's an issue, man.
Yeah.
That's my point. Is even though you're saying, hey, some people are just that way, don't accept that. Like the guy that asked this question, don't accept Echo's thing of saying some people are just that way, because that means you're just going to keep doing it and you won't get better. Because you will. The more you relax, the better you get. Yeah, for sure.
And of course, I don't mean it like that. So just
I know you don't.
Yeah,
I know you don't. But I'm saying, like, don't get that misconception that that's what Echo's trying to say. Hey, you're just that way. Go with it. No, don't go with it. Listen to what Echo's saying when he's saying, hey, find somebody to flow roll with and just let it flow.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty
flow
rare.
Roll.
You find a person whose kind of default method is this, and then...
By the way, I just realized I don't say flow roll. Because I was thinking about what I say to Andy, we don't say it anymore. We just do it. But I used to be, hey, let's get a warm up round. So I call it a warm up. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Flow roll.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not a warm. Sometimes it's just like a technique sharpener kind of thing.
Okay. I guess we have.
Nonetheless, let's say he does do. Let's say he does do some flow rolling, some drills, and gets better at it. I would guess that there is going to be a significant remainder of his game that's going to be this aggressive game.
Oh, for sure.
Think.
Yes.
That's what I think.
No, the dude's going to be aggressive for sure.
Yeah.
Holmes is aggressive on the mat for sure.
Another little mindset that might help is think less competitively. Because you know how like a lot of people when they're, and really it's true though. Here's the thing. This element needs to be there. Where when it's time to spar, it should be competitive. Otherwise, it's like, what are we doing? You know, I want you to be competitive because I want an accurate look of what it's like to roll with Jocko, or a guy like Jocko, big, strong, good at jiu-jitsu, whatever. If you're just flow rolling with me and non-competitively every single time, I'm not getting the work that I need.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not getting
that's what I was talking
training.
about earlier too. that's why you got to go hard sometimes.
Use strength. Yeah,
you got to use strength.
Yeah, so it should be competitive, but if people are complaining you're going too hard, you're going straight up, like every row is 80 cc on the line, life or death, kind of more in that direction.
The Moon Giles.
Yeah, so if you think maybe less of that,
and
understand that this is training. If you want to get less using strength and stuff, you got to kind of train that stuff.
I like
ultimately. Next question.